It wasn't from a grocery store.
You know what I rewatched this
What?
weekend? Or right before I left? Black Hawk Down.
It's so badass.
Yeah, it's an awesome movie.
So cool.
Yeah.
It's so fucking sick.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? The guy who died. The guy that was in
Bloom?
Celebrity Rehab.
Orlando Bloom?
No, fucking
Tom Sizemore?
Sizemore is so sick in that movie.
That cast is insane.
It's so cool.
We've talked about it before.
It's so for us.
What, Black Hawk Down?
It's for the boys.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't help but watch that and be like, yeah, I could, maybe in a different life.
I've heard you use the theme music as a reference. It's very funny.
That Somali song is so funny. Yeah. Hearing that music and other things is so funny. What shall I? You know. What a dumb song.
Just to be a guy having that playing in your mind 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just being in the shit constantly.
Yeah.
Dude, I love it, dude. Yeah. Were we even at war in Somalia, or just like a fucking helicopter crashed one time?
No.
That was a Clinton thing?
It started off like the UN, like it was the second Somali civil war, and they had been using like starvation, I guess, as a
I remember the
war
kids with the
tactic.
stomachs.
Yeah, so there was like 200,000 people that died. So the UN did like an airlift for food, and they sent the Marines in initially to back the UN, and they sent, I don't know, like a fucking 100,000 Marines or something, a shit ton of Marines to secure the food thing. And after they successfully distributed the food, and then they withdrew the Marines. And then as soon as they withdrew the Marines, one of the warlords, I guess, started targeting Americans. And so they blew up, like, I think they killed a journalist and maybe some other aid worker. And so they sent in, like, a task force, which was a certain amount of Rangers and Delta Force and the helicopter guys to, like, offer support to the UN to continue, delivering the food. But it wasn't going as well as they wanted, so they decided to try and capture that warlord, and they couldn't get to him, and so there was there was some meeting of like higher ups, like his advisors or something, and they went in to like kidnap him. And then they like went in, they did the kidnapping, and that worked well, but one of the helicopters got shot down.
Oh, and they had to get their guys.
The convoy that went to get
That's right.
to get the hostages. They got all the hostages, and then they were on their way to the helicopter, and the directions got all fucked up. They got scattered. A second helicopter got shot down.
Yeah.
And then, like, when the second helicopter, they were so far away from the convoy, the third helicopter dropped off like the two Delta Force guys in the movie that like just kill like 100.
Those guys are so sick.
Yeah, they just like fight.
Those guys are so sick.
They just fight to the death. I mean, there's like certainly scenes in the movie that are very funny because I think it was like 17 Americans were killed and then like 70 injured or something like that. But we killed, I think, like 1,000. We killed like 1,000. Like there's one part where they said with the Texas guy, like the guys.
Which guy is that?
I think they were all Texas guys, but there's one that's like the Texas guy, the bald guy with the scar on his eye.
Oh yeah, that guy's sick.
He sets up like a casualty building, like where they're just collecting, guys that got hit or whatever, and they're sort of just pinned down waiting for the convoy to get there. And then like Josh Hartnett and those guys like meet up with them, and then he like they're stuck because there's all these Somalis all over the building, like surrounding the building, and then he gets a flasher that like has like a infrared like flasher on it so that he can like show where the target is to the helicopters. And he goes outside and he throws it and it falls and they can't see it, so he runs out again and he gets it and he throws it on the roof and then it's successful. They're like, we got it, like target acquired. and they just have a scene with this helicopter doing a strafe run on top of this building, just killing like 200 people. They're like, yeah.
Dude, that was just what movies were for so long.
It wasn't though. I think Black Hawk Down kind of.
No, movies were like insane casualty counts. Like I watched so many action movies with my dad.
Action movies, but those are like fictional. You know, like Die Hard. If that happens, Die Hard or whatever. Because the thing happened, like after World War II, Hollywood had this like massive store of like, you know, stories about heroes. You know, because the bad guys are Nazis. You know, that's an easy story to tell. And also, we won that war.
Right.
And then after Vietnam and like, you know, the Pentagon Papers and Watergate, like people genuinely didn't think of like the military as heroes.
So that's why action movies had to start.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And all of our
we
heroes.
Needed Dolph Lundgren.
We didn't have John Wayne anymore. And, you know, these guys, it was all like.
And
weird.
The Cold War wasn't about fatalities.
Yeah, it was all weird European bodybuilders became our action heroes. And it wasn't really until the Gulf War that like any kind of like faith in the American military was restored. And the movie that's like most like indicative of that, I guess, is Heartbreak Ridge. You ever see that?
No.
This Clint Eastwood movie that came out, I think, in the mid '80s about Grenada.
Yeah, that was like the one-day war, right?
Yeah, but it's him going.
It's like a punchline war.
He's like a drill sergeant or something, or a fucking like commander that goes into the barracks, and they're all like, you know, like reading Garfield comics and not taking being in the military seriously. And he's like a Korean War vet or something, and he's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you, fucking pieces of shit? Do push-ups. Do push-ups now." And then they go into Grenada.
Yeah, it was like a 25-minute war.
Yeah, they do that.
So that's what they should have said, Operation Desert Storm. He's like,
but Black Hawk Down was like the first. I don't know if Saving Private Ryan, I think, predated that by like.
Did it?
Maybe.
Yeah, I guess it might have.
2 years. I think Saving Private Ryan is 2001.
Yeah.
Or it could be in '99. It could be that year of big movies.
I don't remember.
Yeah. But I think it definitely came out before Black Hawk Down. Good. But Black Hawk Down was like, I feel like the first like modern war movie that was like a big budget war movie where you could be like, look how fucking cool infrared is when you kill 200, you know,
Yeah, look at the tech.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Look at the tech.
Yeah.
Dude, they should have just...
honestly, kind of the only like successful one. The rest of them were, not that like Black Hawk Down is absent any of like
American Sniper, pretty badass.
The jingoistic stuff, but stuff like American Sniper, that's just a
ridiculous movie. Yeah. What about the one where he?
The fact that they even in American Sniper have like a scene with the towers falling, and then, you know, I mean, it's.